Howdy, Rangers. Let's start right off with getting right into it. Our lesson is in finance. The unit, which you probably can't see, is that it says you have to get money to make money. We'll start with a bell ringer. What are some ways you, your friends, and your family have been paid for a job? I know it says to discuss with your classmates, but just think about this for a second. Many of you have had a job where, at least with your parents, you got chores, you got paid an allowance. So you got paid something, the same thing every week. That's called a salary. You do a certain amount of work and you get paid that salary. That's your contract with your employer. Most salaries are an annual pay, which means you get a certain amount every year. Many of you have already worked a job where you've got paid a certain amount per hour. And those are wage salaries. Those are where you're hourly paid. And then the last way you can get a job, and I've had all three kinds, and the last one is on commission. It's where you work and you make sales and you make a percentage of the sales. So the more you sell, the more you make. And that's pretty much, those are the ways that I have actually worked and many other people have worked. There are other different ways you can get paid. I don't know how to explain that. There's some, most of them are commission based. If you're talking about like being a broker or something. Anyway, that's the kind of jobs you can get, or those kind of paid compensation packages. But we're going to go into more depth of these kind of compensation packages and to actually see what is a good job to consider when you've got several different offers to choose from. So let's get into that now. Which compensation plan, the way you got paid you the most money? Think about that for a second. I'll be honest with you, as far as potential to make money, commission is the best. There's a potential to make a lot of money if you're selling. As a stockbroker, I was never a stockbroker, but as a stockbroker, there is always a ton of money to make. If you've ever seen the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, that cat made like stupid money. And so that's beside the point. An hourly wage is probably the worst way to get paid, but it is probably a job that you can find the most readily. Salary is the best kind of job because you have a consistent pay and you know exactly what you're going to make. All right, so let's keep going. Great things. My family is not ill. Nobody in my friends' surrounding area is ill. Everybody's fine. Everybody's health is fine. I've not heard maybe one person that got a little ill, went to the ER and they're recovering. They're in their 20s. It's a good friend's daughter that's in college down in up in Nashville, Tennessee. So other than that, everything's great. Sheltered in place. You can see I'm in my bedroom. I'm laying in my bed. I'm comfortable and everything's cool. Wish it didn't rain. I'd be outside doing this right now because it's beautiful when it's nice out here on my property. All right. So let's talk about Kafi. Kafi is looking for a job and let me put my face up there in the corner. There we go. He has 3 job offers in educational publishing. The one is a full-time position as an editor. And it pays a salary of $37,500 per year. The second job is a full-time position as an e-learning designer that pays an hourly wage of $26.50 per hour. And that job assumes 5 8-hour days per week, the typical 40-hour work week. And the final offer is a sales representative that pays 5% commission on his sales. Sales representatives typically sell an average of $100,000 per month in textbooks. Now, let's record the income information for the editor, designer, and sales representative in row 1 of job summary table 1, row 1. We'll look at it real carefully. Okay, so as an editor, let's see. He had $37,500 per year, and as a designer, $26.50 per hour, and as sales representative, 5% commission off $100,000 sales. Okay, so we're going to estimate the gross income. Gross annual income, that's how much he makes per year gross for each job offer. We'll record that estimate in row 3, and we'll use row 2 for any calculations if there are any needed. So there is no process to determine the gross income If you know you're making $37,500 per year, you make $37,500 per year. There's nothing to process. How about $26.50 per hour? Now, he works 40 hours a week, 8-hour days, 5 days a week. That's 40 hours, and there's 52 weeks in a year, okay? So that adds up to $55,120 gross. Makes a lot of sense now. And 5% commission on $100,000 sales. What is 5% of $100,000? Okay, so he gets paid per year, and this is a monthly sales commission. 5%, he has $100,000 sales in a month. That's $6,000 per month, or $5,000 per month, times 12 comes out to $60,000. Okay, so we're going to estimate his gross monthly income. Now, how do we determine the gross monthly income? Well, we're going to record our estimates in row 5 of Job Cyber Table 1. We use row 4 for any calculations. Well, how many months are in a year? We want to know how much he makes per month, and we know how much he makes per year. We just divide that gross annual income by 12 to find the gross monthly income. And that's exactly what we're going to do. 37,500 by 12 is 31.25. 55,120 by 12 is 45.93 and 33 cents. And 60,000 divided by 12 is 5,000. Based on gross monthly income, which job do you recommend Kafi to take? Well, obviously, you may consider recommending the job that pays the most. The designer job, because it offers the most potential to earn money over time. True. But let's think about this for a second, okay? After-tax income is a little different. This is what he makes after we give the government Social Security, which is 6.2%, and Medicare, which is 1.45%. Kafi is going to also deduct 15% of his gross income to cover his federal tax. And Kafi lives in Texas, which doesn't have a state income tax. On this, all right, let's calculate the percentage of total tax taken from Kafi's pay. Well, how do we do that? Here's how you do that, all right? The U.S. government deducts 6.2% and 1.45% for Social Security and Medicare, respectively, and 15% covers federal tax. So we're going to take the total tax by having the sum of all taxes. So 6.2 plus 1.45 plus 15 is 22.65. What remains, or how much he gets after tax, is the complement of that, or 100% minus that sum of all taxes of 22.65%. So the complement is 77.35%. Now we're going to use this figure in decimal form to determine Kafi's after-tax monthly income by multiplying it by his gross monthly income. So the process, 31.25 times 0.7735, 24.1919. 45.9333 times 0.7735 is 35.5294, and 5,000 times 77.35 is 3,867.50. So right now the sales representative is still looking pretty good. Okay. Kafi determines he needs at least $3,000 per month in after-tax income to cover his monthly expenses. Based on his budget estimate, are there any jobs he can't take? Yep. Can't take the editor job because it just doesn't even pay his bills. All right. So another consideration in comparing jobs is the benefits each job provides, such as health and life insurance, retirement plan, vacation time, sick leave, etc. The editor position includes 2 weeks of paid vacation, 5 paid sick days per year, paid health insurance, life insurance costing $35 per month, and a fully paid retirement plan. Now, the designer position includes 5 paid vacation days, 3 paid sick days per year, paid health insurance, life insurance costing $35 per month, and a retirement plan that costs 3% of after-tax income. The sales position has no paid vacation or sick days, paid health and life insurance, and a retirement plan that costs $400 per month. Okay, the editor pays for his vacation. If he plans on taking 5 days per, it's not going to cost him nothing. Okay, he wants to take 5 days. Sick leave, he uses at least 3. Doesn't cost him nothing. Health insurance is paid. It doesn't cost him nothing. Life insurance costs him $35 per month, and the retirement costs him nothing because it's a paid retirement plan. All right? The designer, 5 days unpaid. He wants 10 days vacation. He only gets 5 days, so he has to pay for it. Well, how do we calculate this unpaid vacation? Well, we have to determine how much he makes per day, okay? So if you determine how many days he works in a month and divide the number of days into that, it comes out to $88.33. Sick leave, he plans on using 3 days. He gets 3 days, so it doesn't cost him anything. Health insurance cost him nothing because the designer's position pays for his health insurance. Life insurance costs $35 a month, just like the editor position, but the retirement cost $106.59 per month. Now, the sales representative, he wants to take 10 days off. That's a half month of sales lost. Now, we think about this for a second. How do you lose a half month of sales? Well, if you don't get any vacation, you don't get any pay. You can't make a month's worth of pay if you're not working. Monthly cost for his sick leave is the same thing. It's $48.34. Okay, so pays for his health insurance, pays for his life insurance, but it costs him $400 a month for a retirement plan. That's really expensive. So let's keep moving. Let's take an estimation of his monthly take-home income on row 13. Now let's see exactly what he did. Okay, so editor position, he made $2,382.19. The designer position was $33.23 But look what happened here. The sales representative dipped below the amount the designer made to $32.58 and a penny. That's all because of these costs that are so exorbitant. All right. Based on the completed summary table, which job would you recommend he take? And explain your recommendation based on the net income. Probably going to answer solely on the take-home income? I don't know. What about income security? What about potential for higher income? So think about this for a second. If a sales representative makes his money based on the amount of sales, if he has a banner sales year and he gets really good at selling textbooks, the sky's the limit. He can make a ton of money. And that's something he needs to consider. Those costs for life insurance and pension are probably negligent if he makes a lot of money. However, there's also a potential that he doesn't make any sales and he loses a bunch of money. That's a big deal. The designer position is hourly. As long as he keeps working, he's going to make the money. Same thing with the editor. Those are pretty secure jobs. What about factors that could affect the accuracy of the estimated net incomes? If there are factors, well, does it change your recommendation? No, we talked about that. Sales position, can an unexpected illness drastically change your income? Yes. You don't work, you don't make any money. What about saving for retirement? Is it necessary at a young age? Now, I'll be honest with you. You probably haven't seen this before, but the earlier you start saving, the more money you can make. I don't know. So are there any other factors you should consider when deciding on a job to take? And does it change your recommendation? Which job poses the most risk of income disparity? What does that mean? Which job has more of a problem of getting paid if something should happen? So, like right now, a sales position probably wouldn't make any money. You can't sell anything if nobody's buying, right? I mean, in this particular situation, in this day and age, when we're all stuck at home, textbooks are hard to sell. What about holidays given off? Are there paid days off? Shouldn't they be considered? Well, let's think about that for a second. All right. Often when a person is new to active pursuit of a new position, they don't realize all the ways in which a company can compensate them. This often leads to a major lack of job satisfaction. This is where the phrase dead-end job comes from. And that's so true. So it's the end of the lesson, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I've got another one coming up real soon. Second part of this lesson. There is no assignment yet. We'll have an assignment coming up real soon. In the meantime, y'all, be blessed and be a blessing.